It's one of those games that feels really good to win, especially after that game in Detroit we had.
Hello and welcome to MTS Center. I'm Kirk Penton along with Ken Wiebe. The Winnipeg Jets beat the Minnesota Wild 2-1 tonight. The Wild had a 7-game winning streak and it was snapped. What impressed you the most about the Jets' performance tonight?
Definitely their resiliency, Kirk. After you saw them get smoked 7-1 in Detroit on Saturday, a lot of us were wondering if that was just a blip on the radar or if this was going to be maybe the start of things derailing for the Jets. And they had won 4 previous home games going into that, and they came up with a very strong effort at home again.
Yeah.
Goaltending solid, as it has been for much of the streak, whether it's Chris Mason in limited viewings or Andre Pavlik. He really bounced back from a subpar effort against the Detroit Red Wings. His save on Pierre-Marc Bouchard, the breakaway, was very impressive, and another big save on Kyle Brodziak in the waning seconds. And again, you have to love the way that Brian Little's playing right now. For a guy who went 14 games without a goal,
no kidding.
He's suddenly second on the team with 11 goals, and he's tied for the team lead with 3 game winners. He's really elevated his game individually, and that line with Evander Kane and Blake Wheeler has just been on fire of late.
And Little, after the game, I found his comment very interesting, where he talked about just how good these Jets are.
I think it proves to teams that we're up there and we can play with the best teams in the league, and especially in our arena. We wanted to make this a tough arena to come play, and to beat those teams in our building is huge for the confidence. And
there was one incident from tonight's game, Zach Bogosian hitting Pierre-Marc Bouchard, easy for me to say, from behind. I went into the Wild locker room after the game. Pierre-Marc Bouchard was sitting there. I went up to him, and that's when Danny Heatley started kind of freaking out, saying, "Time for the media to get out of here." He went running to the PR guy and said, "Get the media out of here." They're not very happy. What do you think is going to happen to Zach Bogosian?
I don't think it was a dirty play per se, but based on the type of hits that have been suspendable this season, and the fact that Zach Bogosian got away with a slap on the wrist and a warning earlier this year, I'll be surprised if he doesn't get a game. Again, I don't think it was a dirty play. It was a dirty result, if that makes any sense. Bouchard kind of turned at the last second, and it was a very high-speed play. But the end result saw Bouchard's face slam into the dasher board, and it drew blood. And anytime you have a 5-minute major for boarding and a game misconduct, I think that's going to be a reviewable situation. And the Jets, who are already without a lot of defensemen and lost again Randy Jones just prior to game time today with an upper body ailment, I think they could be without Zach Bogosian for Thursday's tilt against the Washington Capitals.
That game, Thursday night against Washington, the Jets will be going into that one off a very impressive 2-1 victory over the Minnesota Wild. For Ken Wiebe, I'm Kirk Penton.